guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle and today we are talking about the Nank OE Mix open ear wireless headphones. So previously I've reviewed some Nank products. So they were formerly Nank and they've rebranded to Nank. And my most recent review was of the Runner Diver 2, which is a bone conduction headphone that you can take into the pool with you when you swim, and it can also store music. Now, the OE Mix or open ear mix is not a bone conduction headphone. It is an open ear headphone, and it uses speaker technology to funnel sound directly into your ears. Now, before we go any further, let me read to you the specifics from the Nank website. So they describe the Nank OE Mix as an open ear experience for sports. It has a breathable open fit. The Nank OE Mix features built-in noise cancelling. As for the speakers, they have 16.2mm vibrating diaphragm speaker drivers, 3 times larger than typical wireless earbuds. So they say that their audio is rich, balanced with clear tones, deep bass, and immersive soundstage. It also has Bluetooth 5.4 connectivity, which means that connections with your devices are not lag prone, so very low latency. They can be controlled easily through taps and touches on the earbuds themselves. Lastly, the battery life is up to 36 hours for extended music and calls without frequent recharging. Now, of course, the earphones or the headphones are quite small, so I think it's about 8 to 10 hours on the earphones themselves, but when you look at its charging case, it can constantly recharge the earphones, and that's how it gets up to 36 hours of battery life. In the box, you have headphone charger, the headphones themselves, 2 units, one for the left and one for the right. You also have a USB-C to USB-A charging cable, and of course, a user manual. You can also access the user manual via this QR code, and you can also use this QR code to register your product for warranty. One great thing about the manual is that everything is written down already, so you don't actually have to get on your browser to look at what you need to do to, number 1, turn the headphones on, number 2, how to pair them, number 3, how to skip music on your playlist, move back, move forward, how to increase and decrease volume, how to stop the music, how to take a call, how to end a call. It's all actually here. There is a button guide, and I am actually really thankful for this button guide because it's always better to read through the instructions first so that you're not an idiot trying to find what you need to find just by trial and error. So now let us go into a fit test of the Nank OE Mix. They pair really easily with one another when they're both out of the case, or you can use just one each, especially if let's just say you're driving and you don't really want to listen to music, but you need to take a call, you can just use one rather than 2. All you have to do here, because they automatically turn on once you pull them out of the case, and you'll hear it say pairing, and then you just turn on your Bluetooth, scroll for Nank OE Mix, click on that, it will pair automatically. So it's got one-step pairing, which is great. It also works with Garmin and other smartwatches, so you can also pair them so you can listen to music from the watch or when the music is played and controlled through the watch. So fit test, this is how it looks on my ear. Very unobtrusive, but it doesn't stick straight into the ear canal. You've got a lot of clearance between the speaker, and this part is the speaker. This part hooks under your ear or under that little C shape in your ear. It nestles right here behind the ear lobe. I think that's what they call it. It's really quite light. It's very small. I did encounter a little bit of it was funny because it was like my head and my ears were not used to this sort of cupping. So my ears were constantly, there are muscles behind your ears, right? So the muscles were constantly tensing. When you smile, right, you can feel some muscles. So the muscles here behind my ears were constantly tensing and trying to keep this in place here. And then eventually, you know, my body learned that these headphones won't fall off. So that tension went away. Because you can shake your head, but the headphones won't fall off because they're shaped and cupped quite nicely around your ear. And then once you're done with them, just flip the case open. Let me see if my orientation is correct. The anchor goes into the case on the top and then just snap. So there is a magnet that lets the headphone connect easily to the case, and then they start charging. And the great thing about this is because there's a magnet, it's not going to fall out that easily. And you will see that there is a charging indicator right here. When it's done charging, it will stop flashing. Normally, or actually, it's best practice that when you're finished with the headphone, let's just say you're finished with the headphone, and I want to hook these into the ear so I know that they're going to turn off, and then you long press the power button, which is, it's just a touch button, until you hear power off. And that's when you can take them out and put them into the charging case, because I've experienced that these headphones don't charge properly. They just keep charging and eating away at this battery because they're turned on while they're in the case. I'm not sure why that happens, but yeah, it's always a good idea not to wait for the headphones to sleep, but turn them off manually. With regard to sound quality, I love listening to music when I run, and so the sound is really good. It's quite clear. You can control the volume, whether by tapping the headphone or on the device that's playing the music itself. And it goes quite loud. So I always have it towards the lower end of the setting because the headphones really provide a lot of audio boost. So they're quite loud, even if they're just halfway up the volume slider. So that's great. You don't really waste a lot of battery life trying to up the volume of whatever you're listening to. I'm not an audiophile, so I can't tell you if the music is like it's orchestral surround or whatever. What I go for when I have music in my ears when I'm training is I can understand the lyrics. I can make out some distinctions between the instrumentation. I can hear if it's stereo sound and there's sound on one side, or if it's designed that way, the sound is isolated to one side and then it moves to the other, that sort of thing. The headphones can do that, then that's great. It means they're true stereo. They're not, they're not taking just one channel and pumping it out through both ears, if that makes sense. With regard to bass, yeah, I'm not a big fan of bass. Like, I don't really enjoy it when my earphones buzz because of the bass in them. But it has pretty good low and high levels. With regard to surround sound, it really does sometimes feel like the sound is coming all the way around where I am instead of just, being piped in the ears. So yeah, it's a pretty good audio experience for somebody who's not an audiophile. I've also taken calls on this, whether it's by Zoom or by cell phone, smartphone. The audio from my voice to whoever was calling was quite clear and isolated. So they didn't hear the background noise that was happening. So the noise cancellation is pretty good to the other side, but I think when I'm listening, because it has an open ear design, it doesn't actually cancel out a lot of the surround sound. So it's much better if you use this in a quiet environment. Or if you're running, it's great because you can hear everything else that's happening around you, even as the music is piped into your ears. They do not have onboard music storage. So the device you're connected to, that is where the music should be stored on and be playing from. They are also not water resistant or waterproof to the extent that the Runner Diver 2 was. So it's not advisable to take these underwater. If you do, well, that's on you. They won't work afterwards. But they are water resistant to the effect that I can wear them while it's raining outside. The headphones are not going to drown. I could be sweating up a storm and these will work out just fine. So again, the Nank OE Mix retails for $55.99. That's US dollars. They're on sale from $69.99. So that's $10 off. It's 20% off actually. For me, during this training season leading up to the Sydney Marathon, I've used the Nank OE Mix for nearly all of my training runs. The only difference is that I don't use them for long runs because I'm trying to train not to run with music. I'm trying to train that patience for a 42-kilometer run without music because I don't plan on taking these with me on the marathon. For one thing, I don't think I have a playlist that's about 4 hours long. And I've always run my marathons without music, trying to take in the surroundings. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, if you found it informative or entertaining, or both, please give me a thumbs up and I'll see you again next time. Bye!